Hello and welcome to my daily Warren market update. I'm sorry I missed doing this last night. I was on a flight and so I've landed only on a late night. So I just thought I'll do a quick review. I know the Indian markets have already opened and are reasonably strong. So let me give you a quick update on what happened yesterday and what to look for in today. The important news for us is that the Brent crude further strengthened and breached the $80 mark to go down to 79 levels. So that's obviously excellent news from India as an economy, fiscal deficit, and all of those perspectives. On the back of that was also the currency continued its strengthening journey in today also. And with those two positives in mind, if you look at the index performance, it was very flattish. While all the indices were positive, they were all in the 0.4 to 0.5% range. The Nifty, as well as the mid cap, the small cap, and the micro cap. And the advanced decline ratios are almost evenly balanced. I think about 1700 to 1200 in terms of advances and declines. So what is notable about today is that despite the oil improving and the currency strengthening, which are all good from a macro perspective, FIS went back to their selling ways with 700 crores of sales. So this was naturally a bit of a surprise. We'll delve into that a little bit. But parallelly, the DIs were flat, almost zero in terms of net buys and sells. So that clearly gives you a signal, along with the advanced decline ratio being almost 1.2:1, is that there was a lot of sector rotation today. Right, so if you look at it from that perspective, right, DIs generally we've seen that have been stepping up their buying only when the FIs have stepped up their selling. So since it was only 700 crores of selling, the DIs also didn't feel really enthused to go and buy anything specific large cap for correction, but did a lot of sector rotation, right? So what was the benefit of that? Realty probably because of the interest rate perspective with oil coming down. I think the chances of RBI continuing to be hawkish, they were neutral, but whether a rate hike which was being factored in is slowly easing out is a positive for a rate sensitive sector like realty. So maybe that caused a pickup. IT saw value buying, right? And if you look at the currency short-term strengthening doesn't look like a good reason to buy IT, right? So I looked at the forward swap market, and with about 284 points, you are then indicating that if you were able to put money and hedge it, right, fixed income FII would actually lose money. The post cost of a fixed income FII hedging, he actually comes to only 4%, whereas he's able to get 4.4% in the US Treasuries. So clearly, the forward market is one of the reasons that the strengthening of the rupee is not fully reflected there. That is also accounted for the fact that there is a very big Fed decision, Mr. Warsh's first policy today. So clearly, FIS will probably also wait for that to decide on whether there's going to be a risk on as far as emerging markets and India allocation. So that partly probably explains why FIs continue to be a small amount of sellers. The takeaway for the FI also, but you have to remember that it's been steadily declining. So the way to summarize, in my perspective, would be that the price of oil dropping means that there is no risk for India increasing, right? So to that extent, the heavy amount of selling has come down. It's tapered down. It was to come to zero yesterday, 700 crores of selling today. But I think from now on, if the FIs have to come back, they need far stronger signals on good news around the Indian economy, and the monsoon data are not supporting that. So I think it will continue to remain on the sidelines is the case. So I expect the markets to continue their sector rotational trend even today also, right? That being said, I'll come back to you with my Fed policy meeting will be, I think, close to midnight India time that we will know. So I'll post my views on the market and all along with that, right? So with that, let me conclude this. And again, apologies for doing this the next day, but I just thought it would be useful still to get a continuing viewpoint into the thing. Thank you. Look forward.